Hey, and welcome to a Nice 82 review. This review is totally different. I've never reviewed anything like this on the channel before. This is the Bachmann Plasser Tamper machine. If we just have a look at the label here, you can see that it says Plasser Tamper machine. Plasser and Thura, maybe? Motorized. Now, basically Thura is a name, and Plasser and Thura are the company that make this particular machine. Plasser, I think, might also be a name that's just sort of lent itself to this type of machine and has become synonymous with this type of machine. But basically the company Plasser and Thura make tamping machines just like this, and they're basically the biggest manufacturer of them in the world, and pretty much every railway in the world needs at least one of these. Apologies for the rain that's just started to pour on the conservatory window. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that, folks. A little bit of a jump cut there. The weather is very British today, which means we're basically getting everything in just a single day. So that's why I had to interrupt the video. But we're back. So yeah, I was talking about this Plasser, this Plasser Tamper machine. It is a tamper machine, but as I'm pretty sure the Plasser comes from the people that founded the company or invented this type of machine, and the Thura, that definitely is somebody's surname. That's the Austrian company that make this particular type of machine. This model is a 00 scale model. It's motorized, as it says so there. PCB DCC. I'm not too sure what that means. I've never seen anything like that before. Does that mean it's 4 pin, 6 pin, 8 pin, 21 pin? Or is it something else? I really don't know. I should have done my research, shouldn't I? But maybe there's something inside that will tell us. It's by Bachmann. There's no prizes for that, and I hear that they're supposed to be pretty good. The detail is supposed to be pretty stunning, and they're supposed to be quite nippy little things. So I'm really keen to get it open and have a look at it. So without further ado, that's what we shall do. I think every model layout needs one of these, to be honest. Well, obviously, if it's a modern layout. Basically, these machines, they did the work of, well, what lots and lots of navvies, lots and lots of engineers did. They do a whole mixture. I mean, these particular machines, they do so many different things. Like they don't just lay and compact ballast. They can lay in compact sleepers. They can make sure that the cross level between the two rails is level. They can make sure that the track is in the correct alignment, and they really are quite fancy machines. In fact, they're essential for railways that use concrete sleepers, because concrete sleepers are just too heavy to be manually put into place and leveled, whereas these can do that quite easily. So yeah, they're really, really important machines. I think there's loads in the UK and Europe and America, but I remember watching a video on a railway in Africa, and I think it was Uganda or Zimbabwe or Zambia. I'm not too sure, but there was a country in Africa which basically had 2 of these machines for the entire country, and one of them was broken. So it was basically just one machine for the entire railway across the whole country. Interesting, but nevertheless still essential. Let's just have a quick look at the instruction sheet, the care sheet. Gosh, this is basic. Wow. Yeah, it's to do with the DCC stuff. DCC decoder fitting. Unclip motor from underbody. Remove clips from PCB, which is printed circuit board. Connect decoder wires. Oh my gosh. Use a small wire decoder or a 36562 wiring harness and 6-pin decoder, such as the 36558A. Just rolls off the tongue. Wow! Basically, this model is so small and so precise that it can't take a standard DCC chip. You've got to go to all this effort to get it DCC. Wow! Never had anything like that before. Still, there's a first time for everything. Okay. Oh my gosh, look at that. What a machine. Wow. What can I say? It's just stunning. Look at the detail on this. I have never seen anything like it. And it's so lightweight, but heavy at the same time. I know that makes no sense, but basically the frame feels pretty lightweight. It's sort of like it feels like you're holding a coach, but there is a fair bit of weight here and a fair bit of weight here. This is the motorised bogie, as you can tell by all the cogs just there. And then this bogie is just for pickups. It's just for picking up electricity and transferring it to the motor. And just look at how it does that. Look at those two metal rods that you can see stretching all the way from the motor bogie and how they make contact with those plates. Are they brass? Are they copper? Are they something else? I really don't know. And they look like copper, but copper's really expensive these days. Maybe there's something else. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But metal wheels, loads of detail. I mean, I've never seen one of these machines in real life, so I can't comment on how accurate it is. But wow, look at that, mainliner universal. What else does it say? Oh, okay, I'd have to get a magnifying glass. Got little steps there for the operator. And even look at the mesh metal floor inside there, as well as, oh gosh, there's like a seat and some, like a dashboard for it, you know, like a display. With all these controls on and stuff, or her controls. No way. We've even got sprung buffers on a tamper machine. Oh, there we go. One of them was a little bit stiff. I was not expecting that. What about the couplings? What are the couplings? The couplings are NEM. It's not a dovetail connector because of, or in fact it's some very fancy thing connected to the bogie. Well, not connected to the bogie, as you can see, because it's independent of the bogie's travel, but it is still connected to the bogie assembly. So that's quite interesting, or at least it's at least held in place by the bogie, isn't it? I mean, I should imagine if you take that screw out, the bogie will come off, and possibly the connector too. But that is amazing. Sprung buffers and NEM couplings on a tamper machine. That's really nice. I don't think we've got working lights though. Just look at those lights. They don't look realistic to me. Well, they don't look working. They look relatively realistic, but they don't look like they work. The glass paneling is, what I assume is glass paneling is not glass, it's plastic, but then that's just the same with every other model in the world, pretty much. And gosh, look at this. Even at the other end, you've got another seat and then some more controls. Or no, they're not. No, you don't have any. They're not controls. That is just part of the bogie. Maybe that's what it's like in real life. I don't know. Oh, this feels flexible. Yes, it is, ever so slightly. But I'm not going to try my luck and snap anything. Definitely not. It does look quite delicate. What about these? No, they're not really that flexible. In fact, these are probably more flexible, which is a bit odd. And there you can see this is all part of the machinery. What type of tamper machine this is, I couldn't tell you. I don't know. All I know is that you can get different ones to do different tasks, although they pretty much all do the same sort of thing. So there's probably laser guide sight things in here to make sure that the track is level. There's probably a machine to compact the ballast. That's what most tampering machines do, really. Yeah, there's not much more to say on it, other than it does look the part. It feels the part. It's a good build quality. You'd have to tell me, to be honest, on just how accurate it is, because I couldn't tell you. All I know is I've never held anything like it in my hands in my whole life, and certainly in the time I've been doing these videos. So let's get it onto the track and see how it runs. Okay, so here we are at the layout, and now comes the question of which way is forward and which way is backwards. Which is the front end of this unit and which is the back end? I haven't got a clue. I don't know. I don't think it matters. As with most modern railway units, they're pretty much designed to go in either direction. So we'll assume that this is the front. It doesn't really matter. I just want to test it basically and check that it runs okay. It's currently going to be DC, obviously. Those wheels are on, and those wheels are on. So let's give it a little bit of juice and see what happens. That's incredible. Such a gorgeous little compact motor. Do you see that? Do you hear that? It really is quite nice. Let's go back again, but really slowly. Ooh. Hey, that's impressive. I mean, I know there was a little bit of labouring the engine there. It was struggling a tiny bit, but that's still really impressive for a DC unit, and it's such a compact motor as well. The motor is tiny, folks. It's absolutely tiny. Look at that. That's really nice. It's a bit odd that there's nothing else in the box, no other care sheet, or at least not that I could see. I did open it on the day of purchase to check everything was fine. Don't think I've misplaced anything. Oh, the rain's starting again though. I'll get some running footage of it anyway. Okay, so this is obviously the first time she's ever been ran, but just look how smoothly she's running. And she's just handled the killer express points as if they weren't even there. Yeah, the level crossing is in bits at the moment, but don't worry, it's because I've been working on the track. Okay, here it comes. Apologies for the continued rain. I'm not going to stop though. I'm going to carry on. I hope you can hear me alright. So there we have it. The Plasser Tamper. The Plasser Tamper. Yeah, sorry about that. It's the Plasser and Tamper tamper machine by Bachmann in 00 gauge with fantastic little motor, with a seriously fantastic little motor. Really cute little bogies which handle the unit well, sprung buffers, and even NEM couplings. Unbelievable. It's a quality item, peeps. It really is. What else to say on it? I don't know, it's a hard one really. I can't tell you that it's essential and you must rush out and buy one now, but certainly if you're doing a modern image layout, you're pretty much going to have to get one, aren't you? Pretty much. It's just going to look incredible on any modern image layout. If your layout is based in the 80s, 70s and beyond, you know, the 40s, 30s, 20s, then no, you're probably not going to be getting one of these. But you know, it's a nice piece of kit. It really is. I can't knock it. Is it worth the money? Yeah, I suppose it is. I think it is. It's really quite inexpensive compared to some, and the detail is there. It's also got an excellent build quality, and that motor is just so smooth. Yeah, it's nice, folks. Hey, and welcome to another IC82 review. This is very special because it's the first review from the IC82 Mailroom series. Yeah, that's right, folks. This loco has been sent in to me by one of you lot, one of my fans, one of my viewers, one of my subscribers. This has been sent in by a lad called Connor, and I want to thank Connor an awful lot for sending in this locomotive, because I've thought about getting one of these for a long time but never got around to doing it. Now, it's the middle of the night, everyone's asleep, it's really late, and I thought, why not? I'll get to it, I'll get it done, because I just can't wait any longer. This is a Q1, Q for Quebec 1 by Hornby. It says it's super detailed, but we know what that means. We'll have to see. There we go. In British Rail livery, just plain black. It's a class Q1 locomotive, and this is 33017. Now, that's quite interesting because they only made 40, and only number 1 has been preserved. Number 1 is currently at the National Railway Museum in York. The rest have gone, sadly. Now, it's a bit of a Marmite locomotive, isn't it? People tend to either love or hate it. But I really don't have an opinion on it just yet. I know it does look quite strange, but there's a reason for that. Just look at those wheels. What do those wheels tell you? It's a Bulliard. It's Oliver Bulliard, the guy from the southern region, the Southern Railway. And it's an austerity locomotive. Austerity means it's a World War II locomotive, basically. It's function over form, which basically means looks and style and design, they don't matter. They don't matter. Don't worry about those. All that matters is that the locomotive can do the job. That's the main objective. So that's why it looks so strange. And something else that's quite interesting about the Q1 is it's one of the most powerful 060s there is. It's got a really high rating. I think it's 5F. The camera's struggling to focus. Yeah, I think it is. It's struggling to focus on that, but I'm pretty sure that it's a 5F. So basically it's a very strong locomotive for just an 060. And it was also very lightweight because they couldn't be all fancy with the materials that they used. It was very lightweight, which meant that it could run over a huge area of the network and not worry about being too heavy for the tracks or anything. So basically, an incredible locomotive. You know, it hold freight duties and World War II supplies all over the south of England during World War II, and that was essential because obviously World War II was a pretty stressful time, and lots of locomotives were put to work, including this one, and it did a fantastic job of it. It really did. So it's really nice that Hornby have made a model of it. I don't think Bachmann have made one. I don't know if Mainline did years ago or if anyone else has, but it's supposed to be pretty good. I'm really looking forward to it. So we'll get the box open and see what's inside. Okay, well, it's a really simple box. It's the typical Hornby design, nothing special. Oh, it's not even a split chassis. It's not even the split box, which I really quite like. It seems like it's quite an old design. I still get people saying, we know how to open a box. Well, yeah, I should hope you do. I'm not showing you how to open a box, okay? I'm showing you what you get in the box. It's called an unboxing video. Look it up, they're quite popular. So you get the typical Hornby artwork, which is quite nice. Oh, look at this. Thank you, Connor. Small couplings in detail packet. Okay, I shall keep my eyes open for that. Connor has very, very kindly said that I can hold on to this locomotive as long as I want. But Connor, if you do want it sending back to you after it has visited Crew Works, please do let me know and it will be dispatched straight away. It's not a problem. I only ever treat it as if it's on loan, basically. It's always going to be yours. so here we go. 060 Class Q1. Oh, look at that. Locomotive and tender. Now that, again, interesting. There was a Q1 by the LNER, but it was a tank locomotive. It didn't have a tender. So I just thought I'd point that out. It's useless information, I know. Look at those wheels. 060. Wow. Yeah, and in real life, the cylinders were internal, and they were really steep as well. They were like up at the front of the locomotive. So basically, you had the firebox here, and then this is the boiler, and the smoke box at the front, and then all the steam would gather at the top, and then be directed right down to the cylinders, and then it would shoot out at a really steep angle, and basically drive the coupling rods and the connecting rods and turn the wheels. Incredible design. Really, really good. Really iconic. Very clever guy, that Oliver. I think it was Oliver Bullied. Sure it was. Right, so again, just the usual stuff. Where to put the lubrication, how to replace the motor if you need to, but that hardly ever happens. Trust me, it's not something to worry about. Oh look, to remove the coal load. Now that's quite nice. Hornby don't do that enough. So it's nice that you can take out the fake coal load and put a real one in. That's really good. Now, is it DCC? Yes, it is. Yeah, it's DCC ready, which means that you can put a chip in it somewhere. I don't know if it goes in the locomotive or the tender. We'll have to see in a moment. What else do you get? Now, Connor said something about there being detail. There's a little bag of stuff down here. Yeah, I think, yes, he must mean this. There we go. Wow. Look at that. What's that? It's like a massive hook. Oh, wow. Look, there's a shovel. They're tools. That's really nice. That was like Lego. They're obviously not. They're the discs that go on the front of the locomotive, I suppose. But did all this stuff come with the locomotive? Because that's really good. I mean, there you've got the NEM couplings, slimline as well, really nice and small, quite good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I was not expecting that, to be honest. I really wasn't. Oops. Right, so let's get the locomotive out then. Yeah, usual thing. Things in the back. Lift it out. Now let's get the locomotive out first. Okay. Oh, wow. Look at that. What a locomotive. What a model. Are there buffers? They are sprung. The buffers are sprung. Fantastic. Does the smoke box open? No. No, I don't think it... No, I don't think it does. Ah, that's a shame. That would have been so cool if it did. But, yeah. Hey, there's quite a bit of weight to this as well, you know. That's really quite heavy. For such a little thing, because it's really not that big. I mean, it's probably only marginally bigger than a Ginty. I mean, I know it has a tender as well, and a Ginty doesn't have a tender. But the actual locomotive itself, it's not that big. Do you know, I'm going to fall into the group of people that love it. I just think it's so quirky. Look at it. And I love how you can see right underneath the boiler. What other locomotives have that feature? Well, the 9F, you know, the famous 9F for a start, that big beast. You can look right under the boiler in those, can't you? Look right, oh, hello. I do like that. That's really, really good. I love the design of these wheels. I really do. I think it's so fancy. They must have been the, you know, really stylish alloys of the day. I think they're fantastic. And look at this linkage. Wow. I can't wait to see that in action. Now, there's quite a bit of detail on this buffer beam here. I don't know if Oliver? I don't know if Connor has put that detail on or if it came like that, but it's really impressive. It's pretty good. What about cab detail? Of course, yes, there's cab detail. There's quite a bit of cab detail, actually. Look at that. That's not bad. That's not bad. It's better than nothing. And it's quite a big and open cab, so it's nice that they've included something so that we can see that. Now, what kind of connection does it have with the tender? There's definitely electrics, but I think it's probably just for the pickups. I don't think it's anything DCC. So I'm thinking the DCC chip does go in the actual locomotive. I mean, you can tell that the motor is somewhere around here. Now, I said it was DCC ready, and I can see something just underneath. So maybe the chip goes up here. I'm not sure. Oh, gosh, do you know, it's so nice. It's so smart. It really is. It's a beautiful model. Beautiful, folks. The numbers, yep, numbers on both sides. 33017. If we just wait for the camcorder to focus. Yep, it's a 5F. I'm not too sure what the A stands for. I know what the F is obviously for freight, but I'm not too sure what the A stands for. I'm not. I shall have to look that up. Oh, wow! I've only just noticed all this pipe work. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Now that is intricate. That is so nice. And hey, look, there are definitely wires coming down there, running down here to the pickup, the connection to the tender. This is a beautiful model, folks. It's very, very nice, and it's in excellent condition, Connor. It really is in excellent condition. You've looked after it very well. I hope it runs well. Let's just have a quick look at the tender. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Yeah, this is the tender. I just had to experiment with something off camera, because you notice it looks like there's little bits of detail here that are missing. There we go. This part of the tender here, which is obviously shaped to go with the cab, it looks like it's missing two little bits, and it kind of is, but they're not missing. They are here. Oh, there we go. I just got one. These were what fell out of the box when I took the tender out. Now, nothing has snapped. Nothing is broken. I've studied them, and there's definitely nothing broken there. Everything's fine. It looks like they're either optional, or they weren't put on properly, or they haven't been set in place with glue or something. But it does look like that these little additional pieces of detail do go on the tender, just there, basically, like that. It looks like that's what's supposed to happen. Probably not that way around. Probably that way around or something. But it looks like they're supposed to go there. I'm not too sure. If you do know, please comment below or tweet me or something. But I think that's where they're supposed to go. I shall look into it at another time. But that coal load, it's really not that bad, folks. It's actually a pretty good coal load. I mean, I've seen much worse. That's pretty nice. It wouldn't take very much effort to make that look really realistic. But it does come out, which is really cool. Beautiful livery application, really, really smart. Look, you've got little footsteps just here, and they're metal as well, I think. Are they metal? Yes, yep. Look, a tiny little, like, glass pane. Well, it's obviously plastic, but in real life, I imagine it would have been glass. And when I was looking at the, oh yeah, we've got sprung buffers, of course. I think I've mentioned that. But when I was looking through the instructions, I noticed that it said to take the body off, you actually have to, there's a screw down there in the chimney. You have to get a screwdriver and put it down the chimney. How quirky is that? This locomotive is just full of surprises. Now, I know it's been out a while, but you can still get it, and it's still a beautiful model. I just love it. Let's try to put the two together. I've not done that yet. There we go. That's what it looks like together. How nice is that? See, I think it's got such an interesting history, such an interesting story. You know, it worked so hard. It basically helped with the war effort, and it did such a good job. It really is just something else, isn't it? It really is unlike any other model I have. I just think I love it. I think it's great. So, without further ado, let's get it on that track and see how well it runs. Okay, so here we are over at the test area of the conservatory layout. The world's most famous piece of skirting board. It's official. So I'm just going to... Oh, look at that! It even just rolls on the track so nicely. So I'm just going to set this up on the outer loop, as usual. The tender as well. Sorry about the shadows and everything. As I say, it's the middle of the night. Oh dear. I'm going to have to lift that one up just a tiny bit. There we go. There we go. Everything's on. Now, I've never tested this before. I genuinely don't know if it's going to work okay. If not, then obviously we'll have to send it off to Crew Works and get some maintenance done. But it should be okay, I hope. Direction selected. Right, let's give it some juice. Oh. Oh, there we go. And back this way, please. Hey, that's not bad. I mean, it's the middle of the night, it's really cold. This locomotive probably hasn't been ran for months. I don't know how long Connor had it without running it, but I know it's been here a couple of months and not ran yet. So, yes, let's get it running around the layout and get it warmed up, just like a sports car with a turbo or something. You've got to get it warmed up to get the best performance. So let's do that. Take it away, Q1. Okay, so I've actually given it quite a bit of speed. If we just have a look at the gauge master controller, here we go. You can see that I've turned it up to about 45 because I mean, I usually wouldn't go this high. I would usually go to about 20 or 30, but it is a really cold night, and I just want to get the locomotive warmed up just to see how well it runs. But already you can see that it's running really quite well, considering it's not had any service or any run-in or anything. Okay, that's running beautifully. So I'm going to go away, have a drink, let it warm up, and then we'll come back and test its performance capabilities. Okay, it's been about an hour later. The locomotive has completely run in. It's really warm now, really warmed up. It's warmed up beautifully. I've been very impressed. I really have. The performance of this locomotive is stunning. It's getting on a bit now. It's probably a few years old. I don't know how long Connor had it, but it's definitely not brand new anymore. But it is running like a dream. The only thing left to test is its haulage capability. And, well, in terms of keeping things efficient, because it is the middle of the night and I want to go to sleep, I am going to test its haulage capability with the infamous mega boxes. Okay, all the mega boxes are on the track, and I know this is not prototypical, okay? I know, but for the purposes of testing the strength of this locomotive, they will do. They're a very good test of the strength, trust me. So, this austerity bullied Q1 locomotive is famous in real life for just how strong it is. The tractive effort of this 060 locomotive is famous. Let's see how well the model copes. And we're back. Yeah, apologies for that. It's the couplings on the mega boxes that sometimes can be a bit dodgy. However, the locomotive is not dodgy. The locomotive is a beast. Look at that, folks. I know it looks odd, trust me. But just look at the performance of that. It's as if the mega boxes weren't even there. So what do I think of the Q1? Well, people, I'm impressed, honestly. Performance, detail, strength, look at it. It's just incredible. And thank you, Connor, for sending it in.